I'm not going to get into the problematic nature of all of the evidence. Almost none of it stands up to even the most basic, logical, and critical questions, whether it be the ridiculous formulas used to make the multi-million estimates, or the testimonies like that of Tursane, a supposed concentration camp survivor who was propped up in a major way by CNN and BBC recently, and is someone who's on the third version of her story, wildly deviating from the first, and whose passport renewal date was oddly the only thing blurred out by the CNN report, because it turns out it's a giant hole in the story that nobody's talking about. It would be odd enough if China would grant a passport to someone they're trying to genocide, but it would be even more odd that her passport was renewed during the time she said she was under arrest. But this obvious deceit and hole-filled narrative that doesn't remotely resemble honest journalism, we're expected to believe that a population in China that has been growing faster than the majority Han Chinese, where they have 20,000 mosques built for them, where their script is written on all the national currency, something we don't even do for our indigenous populations in Canada, where Uyghur kids can get into top universities easier than Han Chinese and have specific halal foods prepared for them in the canteen and prayer areas on campus. We're expected to believe that this population is being eradicated. It's a ridiculous statement, whether it be in a literal sense or even a cultural sense. The fact that we're not looking at how to hold Australia accountable for events we have literal footage of, where the SAS soldiers, jumping out of a helicopter, shot an innocent farmer face down in his fields who was holding his prayer beads. And the fact that the US sanctioned not only the International Criminal Court members looking into US war crimes in Afghanistan, but also their family members. This isn't really about human rights and a care for overseas Muslims. And as for the Uyghurs, the specific measures being taken, such as sanctioning projects made in Xinjiang by saying it's made with slave labor without any actual evidence, well, ironically, it will take away the livelihood of those Uyghurs, and it's created an interesting situation where I now see foreign China watchers complaining that Uyghurs need to travel out of province in order to find work, which is a kind of cultural genocide, they say, without any sense of irony that the West is compounding this problem. Along with a campaign to shame international companies operating in Xinjiang, fearing them out of hiring Uyghur staff due to the unfounded claims of forced labor they might receive, I think the sanctions are designed to do exactly what sanctions are designed to do, which is to make ordinary people suffer.